Hello everyone, welcome back. I've brought in these staghorn trees. I collected these a couple of years ago. Again, they were just growing randomly on the side of the road. They were kind of, I would say, they were next to a garden, and the garden had one grown in it. So they obviously had spread out onto the out into the road. So I just again pulled them off the ground, off the side of the road, and I put them in here. I chopped them all back, right back. You see all the chops on them, and I just stuck them in this pot, just in some compost to grow, and they've been in here for the last 2 years, I think it is now. So I'm going to take them out of this now, and I'm going to put them into a more spacious tray, just a large seed tray. I'm going to put them into, and then we will spread them out a bit, and we need to give them a little bit of a trimming back as well, cutting off. You can see where they've sprouted new shoots. Now I'll just show you there now. You can see this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. When you have compost and things in pots, gotta watch out for your little grubs. If you can see them in there, you see them little grubs in there, and they will eat away at your roots. They like this ordinary compost. They like it. It's nice and keeps it damp and stuff. They don't like crawling around in coarse stuff, so the bonsai soil is good for preventing them. I'm going to have to check the trees again now this year and spray them all and stuff, because we don't want them guys getting into all our pots. But this pot, as you can see, has been a bit neglected for the whole year. It's just been sitting right at the top of the garden. It's filled with weeds. So we'll just move that pot out of the way now. I have another tree I want to put into that pot. My big pyracants here. I'm going to put them in there, let him spread his roots out a bit, because the pot it's in is very small. Okay, so we'll dig away at these. You can see this is just ordinary compost. And these were just collected, just thrown in here just to help them grow on. I probably didn't do much root work with them. So we'll get them out. We'll have a look at the roots, and we'll have a look at the tops and see what we can do. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get them all out, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so I have them all washed down, cleaned. So now we'll just go through them all and prune them and sort out a bit of the root system. You can see now that this one, the roots are in a bit of a tangled mess. This one here that's actually broke. It's actually the bottom part that's broke off, but just trying to see. I don't think, to be honest, I'm going to be able to do a lot with the roots on these. They're very... I'll take this top one off anyway. Bottom bit off there. A couple of roots up here, we'll get rid of them. And I think we're going to have to get rid of this one as well. Now we've got a couple of long roots here. Take that one and every one off. Quite brittle, the roots, and it's not very easily. Soft, very soft wood. Okay, I'm going to take that one back to there. That'll do for this one. Now what I will do is we'll take off this top here, the old bit, so we can continue the new one growing We may trim it down to size, but we'll wait until we plant it before we do that. It's a pity they didn't split into two, but they seem to, all of them seem to just try and get another one out. They all just seem to just send out one new shoot. This one has got a real mix up of roots. This one. You see, the problem too was when I collected them, they were growing, like I said, on the just on the concrete road, on the tarmac, basically, just in a bit of earth that was built up, the soil that built up on the top. So there definitely wouldn't be much good. I did put one in the ground, and I would say it's about that thick now in comparison to these. So they grow pretty fast in the ground after, was it 3 years, I think. Now I think I'm going to have to take all this off. These are still in, basically, they're growing stage, so if I lose a couple of them, then I lose a couple of them, but I definitely need to do something with this root. Can't be keeping that sticking up in the air. So that's got rid of best parts of its roots. Which is dead on that side. So literally take off this big bottom piece as well. We're just going to leave dead on. It's basically a cutting with a couple of roots on the bottom. Up here, and that one's dead. Again, it's just sent out one shoot. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get the next one up. That's that one. Just clean off that moss off the trunk. They get great colour. The leaves with all sorts of reds and yellows and things. I've only really seen them as bonsai as like literati trees. They get quite thin and they grow tall and they get quite zigzaggy and stuff. But I just said I'd make a little bit of a forest out of them. Let's see how it goes. I've got a couple of roots here, one on top of the other. I think I'm going to keep the top one, so it's got a little bit more ramification and roots on it. Okay, I'm just going to reduce these back. Okay, and then again, take off the old trunk. Just a new one. Okay, so I'm going to go through them all, and when we've got them all done, then we'll start looking at planting them up. Okay, so I have them all ready now. I've got them all lined up against the wall there from the different heights. So we'll start going. I can't remember. I read that the sap on these is not good for you. You can see it's bleeding out there, so I'll put my gloves on just in case. Okay, so we'll start with our biggest one in the front here, and we'll work around that. I've taken quite a lot of roots off some of them, so we'll have to see. I'm just going to use recycled soil. This is just a load of different soil that I've recycled and sieved. I don't want to kind of waste good soil on these guys. Okay, so this is the kind of next thickest. Put him maybe. Bring this one forward a bit. I'll put this one about here. Like that. And this guy. Go about here. Very little root on this one. So they're kind of almost being planted like cuttings. This one's come forward a little bit. Put them in there. And then we'll go with this guy in here somewhere. Put there maybe. I'm not 100% worried about the layout because again this is still only in the growing stages, so we're just kind of spacing them a bit so we've got some sort of landscapey looking thing, but nothing that I would probably be keeping in the future anyway. I'll probably be changing it up. I've done over a bit. And then off we left here now. Back there maybe. Put that one in there. Just got a couple of short stubby ones. Maybe one here at the front. Funny, even the little tiny ones still only sent out one little shoot. Sticking back there. I'll put this one back there, maybe I'll just leave this one at the front. And like I said, I'm not sure how these will recover, but I'd rather do it now. And find they don't recover, then keep them for hold on. I'm getting a bit of a line here which I don't like, so I'll bring this one over this way slightly. Same here, we can move backwards forward a bit like that. Just a little bit that way more. Okay, that looks a bit better. We'll just have a little bit of space now as well to grow into. And I think they might like this, even though it's old soil. Still perfectly good, but just needs a bit of washing. And I water it, I'll give it a good soak and it'll clean off of it. I think they'll prefer growing in this. I did find quite a few. The roots were rotting in that other one. I think the compost net in there was holding way too much water. Okay, so we'll just work that in now to all the roots. Make sure it's all nicely worked in and all nice and tightly bedded in. I'll have to Google again. I'm sure I read somewhere that like I said, I'm sure I Googled it before about the sap on these not being good for you. Was it poisonous or can give you a rash or something? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was something else, but I won't take any chances. I kind of put these in only thinking they probably wouldn't take, because, well, not so much that they wouldn't take, but I just kept one for the front lawn to put in to grow on, and the rest I just put into that part just on the off chance the one didn't take, and then I might have used one of these, but it turned out that they all took, so I've kind of kept them as a forest. Now height wise, I'm going to prune them all back a bit. Why am I taking my glue off? Okay, I'll take that glue off. I'll take this one off. So we'll start with the biggest one. We'll go to here, the bud at the front there. This one back here. Kind of, this is the top bud. There's no more on this side till I get down there, so maybe I'll leave that one there. So we want this one maybe about here. This back one we can take back. And this one over here. These smaller guys, that one we'll take off here and here. So we'll go with here, I think, for this one. Okay, so that's got them all in. From the front, when I'm looking at the front, I can see them all. You see there, you can kind of, that is kind of the front there. You can see all the trees. They're not all spaced evenly. I've kind of spaced them as much as I can. I didn't want any tight together because they do have quite big leaves. Okay, so that'll do for this one. I'll take it out, give it a really good soak and wash out the soil a bit and get rid of all this cuttings and stuff and the roots. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated on it and we'll have a look and see how they're growing. I may decide to bring the one in the garden now is probably that size, thickness, and it's I'd say it's 5 foot tall now at this stage, and it has branched out a bit. So I don't know. If I do decide to do it, I'll have to chop it right back down, start again, but we'll see. Okay, so we'll call this one done. So these are staghorn trees. If anybody doesn't know what they're like, they kind of grow kind of jiggy jaggy kind of thing, and they have kind of nice fan kind of leaves which go, like I said, all lovely reds and yellows and things. So okay, so as always guys, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.